Welcome back to If Not Now, our grand adventure to explore parts of Australia that we'd never seen before and experience just what makes this the lucky country. This week we're exploring Lake Argyle, a place that's pretty much impossible to capture the scale of on camera. Undeterred by this, I hope you get a sense for just how magical this place is. We're about 2 hours into our 5-hour journey to cross the WA border, which we're super pumped about. But on the way there, we've been going along the Victoria River, and I didn't really know about this place, but it's pretty spectacular. It's just rock faces on either side. You go along this canyon like we are now, and it's a good 15-20 minutes of just solid, epic rock wall scenery and the Victoria River on your right. So, gonna get the drone up, so cut to that now. Expect to have this scenery where we are, but very impressive, loving it.
So,
having some pretty major issues with the car.
Yeah.
For some reason, just can't keep the revs up. We just keep slowing down, keep losing power. So when I go down to gear 2, 3, and then get to 4, and 4 is sort of where it caps out at 80 and doesn't really pick up. And like, I can't put my foot down any more than I have. So we're in the middle of sort of nowhere, and we still got a while to go before we get to the nearest town. No warning lights, nothing is saying it's got an issue. There's not even an overheating alarm. There's nothing. I checked all the sensors. There's no issue. Let's keep pushing through. Let's get to the nearest town, try and reassess, see if we can get it in, get it looked at.
There's so many of them, isn't there? Oh,
suicidal grasshoppers.
It's all the same kind as well.
Yeah, they must have had a bit of a population explosion.
Yeah. Yeah, like splatters all over the car.
Oh, poor guys.
There's way too many people at the minute using the fuel station, so we are going to pull up just here, and Dunk is filling up with jerrycans.
Which is a bit of a last-ditch attempt at things that I can fix on my own now, is trying to put some different fuel in and hope that the issue with the loss of power or the sustained loss of acceleration was just shitty fuel. Because after doing a bit of a Google, it seems like a pretty common issue with Rangers to lose acceleration or lose power, and all the things I researched sound very expensive and very painful to fix. And the issues I've looked at are things like injector problems, turbo problems. Apparently there's 5 fuel injectors or something on the Ranger, and they're about $1,000 each to fix or something crazy. So let's hope it's just the fuel. I'm just gonna say we're cruising well. Fuel's looking good, revs are looking good, cruise control's on, and I haven't had a problem yet. And Murphy, please stay away if you're listening. We've sort of just gotten a quarter through the tank, and yeah, the issue started happening again. So we're in 4th. And this is me, foot to the floor. Notice how you don't hear any additional revs, any different additional acceleration, non-existent. Then I can put it down into, when I put it down into 3rd, we'll get some revs. There we go, we got some revs, we're up at about 3.5, so we get revs in 3rd, we can pick up a bit of speed. Put it back up into 4th, foot to the floor, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Go figure, someone watching this will probably know the problem and comment on this video and tell me exactly what it is. By that point, I've probably seen a mechanic, so I'll keep you updated in the comments. It's at least a K of traffic. See how long it takes.
We'll be sat here for a while.
And actually, I want to correct something I said earlier. The third's fine, and first, second, and third are fine, and then fourth, fifth, sixth is where things go wrong. I think that's just because the revs are higher at those lower gears. So I'm using third to really over rev to get into fourth, and then it slowly creeps back from there.
We'll find out when we get to a mechanic.
Hopefully.
When they open in 2 days' time. Which is what they call snail's pace.
This is pretty good for our...
This is going to help with that fuel economy.
It's going to help with how bad
Can you put it in 6th gear?
engine's doing. I am interested to see if, because we've stopped and we're waiting, I don't know how much it'll cool down in this afternoon heat, but we're letting it cool down a bit, if it goes back to normal.
Yeah. We were hoping to get to our next location for sunset.
At this rate, I think we've at least got another hour and a half, 2 hours.
I think we're going to miss sunset.
No, I think we're going to see it just from here. I think we'll see it.
What's the rules on passengers drinking beer when they get cold? Is that allowed or is it?
I don't think you're allowed to be honest. You might want to Google that on my phone.
I might have to just sit outside.
I don't think you're allowed.
Get the camping chair
Open
out.
containers of alcohol in a vehicle, so don't try and play that one. I'm sitting here watching you drink a beer. Geez, that'd be some special sort of hell.
Alright, we're in.
Very, well, I mean, we got asked the same information 3 or 4 times. Saw some signs for fruit and veg, but didn't really clock, yeah, actually we've got some in the fridge, but they were pretty nice about it. Took it off us, which will mean we'll probably have to go out for dinner tonight.
Close out the fridge. Yeah.
But that was the worst of it. First thing we've noticed is all the signposts now say 110, not 130. So, Dorothy, we are not in NT anymore.
Blue moon, tune in tonight. Put you in that mood you like. Spirit moving, now loosen you up. You don't care, who cares? Look at you now, it's magic. Filling up glasses, looking like an actress. Ay, you just wanna listen to a classic, bouncing like a mattress. Man, I'm out of practice. Ay, sick of how slow just living's been. Hard to get right, being limited. You just wanna go where the rhythm is. Be in the crowd uninhibited. You can't lay low, so follow me, I obey. So I'll probably wake up holding my head, but I know what I get. So showstopper, go knock on my house. You've been like champagne that shook up for days. Showstopper can't lock you down. Go get loose like you used to do.
It's just worth getting up at 4 AM for.
It's definitely a good way to wake up. A little chilly to get in right at the start of the day.
Yeah, definitely awake now.
Definitely awake. Water always helps.
60 odd hours a week on the wheel. I know you do it, but how do you deal? I see how all of it's making you feel. Let's move to Finland, I think I'm for real. Let's go, let's go, let's go. First we need a drink and a resto. 2 shots now, you caught your wave. Moonwalk, yeah, you got your stage. I know you've been working for what you already purchased. Concerned that it wasn't worth it. If it won't serve you, don't serve it, okay? That's really all.
Not a bad way to wake up in the morning. Quick swim, beautiful view. This infinity pool at a caravan park is something else. Loving it.
Hey, showstopper, go knock on my house. You've been like champagne that shook up for days. Showstopper can't lock you down. Go get loose like you used to do. Hey, let's call your boss and say you've had your fill. And if he won't play ball, then that team might spill. Yeah, I know that you can't go.
The lake was formed by damming the Ord River in the 1970s. The dam sits at a massive 335 metres in length and almost 100 metres high, which makes this Australia's second largest artificial lake. How big, you ask? Well, it contains 10.7 million megalitres of water, and put into visual terms, that's over 18 times the volume of what Sydney Harbour contains. The lake is also home to tens of thousands of freshwater crocodiles, birds, and other wildlife. But don't worry about the crocs, these guys do keep to themselves and are not to be confused with their bigger, saltier cousins. So yeah, we'll be swimming here all week to escape the 38-degree heat. Lake Argyle is also where one of the world's most highly prized diamonds was discovered, the pink diamond. The mine is now unfortunately closed, but as the world's leading source of rare pink diamonds, this has sent the price of these coloured diamonds soaring. Well, hey, we are at the top of the bluff. 5K run?
Yeah, done.
How good? Very wet, hot and sweaty. We waited till sunset because it's been 38 every day. So I tried to run earlier and I came back after 3K sweaty and felt like I was going to pass out. But we finally did it.
You did?
And look at this place. Literally some of the best, most stunning views everywhere you turn. 360 degrees. It's absolutely insane. Take the range and see if we can find out what our power loss problem is. Of course, at the moment, she's had a bit of a rest and I'm not having the issue. We're also not towing anything, so I don't know if that is a part of the factors. But anyway, hopefully it's a quick fix, but who knows? We could be here for a day. We could be here for a week waiting for parts. We just don't know. But while we're in Kununurra, we figured we'd go check out some places. There's really cool spots. Maybe get a spot of brekkie, and there's a kangaroo sanctuary as well, or I think it's called Kangaroo Heaven, which sounds really,
I think it's Haven.
Haven?
Yeah.
I read it as Heaven. That's probably my dyslexia kicking in. And it's a lady who, finds kangaroos that have been hit by cars or, affected by bushfires and nurses them back to health. And I think she's released something like 670 kangaroos back into the wild since she's been doing it. So it might be a cool place to check out.
I know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky, man. Why can't I feel what I know? Still ain't got what I wanted, man. Same cause, same suffering. I know I reap what I sow. I know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky, man.
Okay, finished up brekkie. What was the place called? What is it?
Take 79. Yeah.
Lots of avocado on toast. Oh, I'll do this again. Finally a place that puts tons of smashed avo on a smashed avo. Too many times you go out and you get smashed avo on toast and it looks like they've skimped on the avo, and that's something that always annoys me.
Yeah, it's cardinal sin.
Cardinal sin, like smashed avo on toast, you're paying for a lot of avo on toast. Anyway, I'm not going to get into a rant on that.
Kimberley Cafe, that's what it's called.
Kimberley Cafe was really good. They put loads of avocado on, so if you're in Kimberleys, check them out.
Yeah.
And we were getting a little bit down because you would have heard me in the car talking about how we wanted to go out to Kangaroo Haven. How do I always get this wrong? Kangaroo Haven to look at some wildlife. Really inspiring story about a lady who started it, probably more on that later. And we got in contact with her and she said unfortunately she couldn't do any trips out there this week or any tours this week because she was going in for a bit of an op. But
yeah, I managed to talk to her and let her know that we're going to be here in town all week, so we're super flexible if there's any chance that she'd be able to fit us in at any point. And she said yes, so we're going to go on the weekend at feeding time so we can feed all the little joeys and some of the bigger kangaroos too.
Which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to go and feed a bunch of joeys, a bunch of kangaroos, and get a tour of her setup. Picked up the old girl. Apparently The fuel filters were black, indicating that we probably picked up some dodgy fuel somewhere. And he pointed out that if you actually smelled the tank as well, it smelled a bit weird, a little bit like biodiesel-y, sort of, well, fish oily is how he described it, which is not what you want your fuel to sound like. So you replace the oil filters, put in some some fuel tank cleaning agent, which is secretly kind of methylated spirits, but he's old school and he knows that works, and said I could pay a lot more money for the expensive stuff, but he's tried it all and it doesn't really work any better. So got that in there, and she seems to be running pretty well. So their advice was to always go to your Shells, your Caltexes and your Pumas up here. They all seem to be the best. High turnover fuel, even if you're paying a few more cents for it, not your ones that sits there for ages because diesel does go bad. So I've learned a lot today, and the car's back up and running well. So that was a good little adventure, and didn't cost a huge amount either, which is nice. We were prepared for it to cost a lot. So a couple $100 back on the road. Feel a lot richer for advice.
With the weather tipping down outside, we took refuge in the Hoochery. Now this wasn't a planned trip, but when we drove past, we just couldn't resist taking a look. The story goes that in 1995, a stubborn independent fella named Spike founded the distillery. The Hoochery was born, as Spike puts it, the government keeps telling us farmers to diversify. So he diversified, creating Western Australia's oldest continuous running still, and in the process making the first Western Australian rum. Well, legally anyway. The distillery has since expanded its production to a delicious variety of rums, whiskies and gins. We grabbed ourselves a tasting board and a selection of dips and dived in head first. Our personal favourite drink was the 15-year-old barrel-aged whiskey, but the gin came a close second for me. If you're in the area, the Hoochery is well worth a stop, especially if you're a fellow whiskey lover like myself.
I've just looked this up on the map. It's about 5 minutes away, so it might actually be on time for once.
Still ain't got what I wanted, man. Same cause, same suffering. I know I reap what I sow. Song in the end before my retirement. Play a sad song on the tiniest violin. I get so tired I can't even cry it, but get too much data when I touch the tonight. We're passing off to the stars tonight.
Actually get to drop it into four-wheel drive and get all the dips on and everything. Woo! I think we're at the top now. Look at this.
Wow.
Ew.
Oh, just don't go over the edge.
Do you want me to reverse into there and then I'll...
My anxiety levels have gone.
Pretty good. Put the tray down.
Yeah.
Set this up. This can be our chair / picnic bench. Make sure the handbrake holds.
Yeah, I'll say.
Definitely make sure the handbrake holds. How good is this? This is the perfect picnic spot.
I wasn't expecting this.
Got it all to ourselves. Chair, Ranger, right up to the lookout. This is epic. I love this. But this view, we're here, plenty of time, which for once, which never happens for us. We are always rushing around madly at the end as the sun's going down, desperately trying to get stuff done.
Yeah.
But not this time. This time we're here early, everything's set up. We got the Ranger set up behind us, the ute tray down, making a little seat. Yeah. Little picnic going on here, and then this view, like we are on the side of the cliff and we couldn't get a better view. This place is insane. I can't even explain it. I'm just going to show you. Look at this. I don't think I've ever been in a place that has this much beauty everywhere you look. Lake Argyle, I can't stop singing your praises.
Yeah, I agree.
Enough. Like, I knew about the lake,
I didn't know it was going to be this beautiful. Definitely chuck it on your list. If you do one thing that I suggest in your life, come to Lake Argyle, take it in, come to this lookout, and yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, buddy, we were loving it. New cards, new deck, new life. King of Cups, he comes up right. Always, all days, all nights. Sing do-wah, do-wah, do-wah. New cards, new deck, new life. King of Cups, he comes up right. Always, all days, all nights. Sing do-wah, do-wah, do-wah. Highly gifted, my jacket's thrifted. Watch me get a pattern shifted, just acting different. Living in my minutes, I'm catalytic. That's why they love to jack the style like it's on a Civic.
I swear, if you ever want to get a really good time lapse or photo, all you need to do is set up a time lapse, quit the time lapse after a couple of, after it rolls for about half an hour, because nothing's happened and it's not been that dramatic. As soon as you stop filming, as soon as you stop the time lapse, sky will turn into that, and then you can start filming again, but you've missed the change. So I find every single time I turn my camera off, the sky does something crazy like that. And I think it's a lesson in patience. I am too impatient, and I need to wait until the sun actually goes down behind me over that hill, and then it does crazy things on the opposite angle. You can't hear it, but every now and then you see this massive flash of lightning. It's insane. It's crazy that you can see lightning but not hear it. It's just calm. It's like perfectly quiet when I shut up. And you just look at that. Sun setting behind me there. Lake here. And then thunderstorm over there doing crazy things. My God. This part of the world is special, so special. I've got the Sony up on a time lapse. Maybe that'll catch something. It'd be perfectly timed if it did, going every 5 seconds and getting the lightning. Anyway,
new cards, new deck, new life. King of Cups, he comes up right. Always, all days, all nights. Sing do-wah, do-wah, do-wah. New cards, new deck, new life. King of Cups, he comes up right. Always, all days, all nights. Sing do-wah, do-wah, do-wah.
This is like some cool punishment, isn't it? Me eating in front of you and you not eating.
I must admit, you don't help with my fasts. Can you stop chewing so loudly? It's like listening to the sound of running water and needing to go to the bathroom. Exactly the same thing. You listen to someone chew when you're hungry. You know what they say though? Moment on the hips?
No.
A moment on the lips?
I wish it was a moment on the hips.
A moment on the hips, a lifetime on the lips. Yeah, perfect.
That would be awesome.
Tell you what though, this view is pretty bloody special. Righto, let's go lock ourselves inside, chuck the aircon on, get in some work. So we've gotten to the top of Jesse's trail, and apparently at the bottom of this, there's a pontoon we can jump and have a bit of a swim off. But it's a steep walk down, so got to watch where I put on my feet. Made it to the bottom, nice and hot and sweaty. almost entering a wet t-shirt competition. I bet my back is fully soaked through and very much wet t-shirt material. But we're at the bottom, time for a swim. This place looks amazing. The water's actually super clear. And yeah, enough talking, time for swimming.
I'm hot already, we've only just started.
Whew. Back at the top. I am absolutely loving Lake Argyle. Every single view has been insane. This is one of those spots that I didn't really know much about and have just been super pleasantly surprised by everything we've seen since we've been here. So if Lake Argyle isn't on your list, probably should put it on there. I'm loving it.
And just like that, it's time to go for our sunset cruise.
I don't know if we need to call it a sunset cruise.
Well, apparently that's what it's called.
I think it's a little pontoon and you swim out and you get a beer. So
I'm making it sound fancy.
Making it sound real fancy.
It's also 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it feels like it's the middle of the day, and yet we're talking about sunset. It's really weird.
The sunset tour was a great opportunity to see more of the lake and learn about some of the wildlife, exploring the rugged northern end of Lake Argyle while navigating through the lake's 90 islands and inlets. You'll encounter rock wallabies, crocodiles, wallaroos, and a diverse array of bird and fish life that call the lake home. Jumping on the boat, we didn't quite know what to expect, but as soon as we were handed a glass of sparkling and a piece of cake, we knew that this was going to be a great afternoon's adventure. The lake is also full of fish, in particular archerfish, barramundi, and the fork-tail catfish, which is also sold in local supermarkets under the name of silver cobbler and is pretty tasty. With the rugged red cliffs reflecting into the blue water, Lake Argyle is the ultimate place to catch the last of the golden rays of the Kimberley sun. Especially with a couple of cold ones in hand, it doesn't get much better than this.
Sunset cruise done. That was awesome, and what I didn't realise we were going to get to do was actually feed wallaroos, which are a cross between a wallaby and a kangaroo, which was totally unexpected. Highlight for me. But now we are shattered. Got up early this morning, so I'm going to cook some salmon and then we're going to get an early night.
Thanks for watching, guys. Next week we get to explore more of this spectacular landscape and have our hearts absolutely melted by the cutest rescue ruse. Until then, if you're thinking of getting out there and exploring, remember, if not now, then when? And I'll catch you in the next video.